Welcome to the Screen Crowd, where today we're diving into the top 10 roles that revived an actor's career. Sometimes even the most talented actors fall into a bit of a rut, but these movies brought them back to the top of their game. Let's jump into the countdown.
Oh, look, honey, there's the hors d'oeuvres.
Number 10. Drew Barrymore in Scream, 1996.
Yes?
Who is this?
Who are you trying to reach?
What number is this?
What number are you trying to reach?
Before Scream, Drew Barrymore had been in a bit of a career slump. She had a reputation for being unreliable and difficult to work with, and her previous films had failed to make much of an impact. But when director Wes Craven approached her to play the small but pivotal role of Casey Becker in his horror movie, she jumped at the chance.
Listen,
No, you listen, you little bitch. You hang up on me again, I'll gut you like a fish, understand? Yeah.
The decision paid off. Her scene-stealing performance in the film's opening sequence became one of the movie's most memorable moments and reignited her career. Barrymore's portrayal of the doomed teenager showed off her range and talent, and it paved the way for a string of successful roles in the years to come. Scream was a turning point in Barrymore's career, and it remains a classic of the horror genre to this day. Number 9. Eddie Murphy in Dolemite Is My Name, 2019. In 2019, Eddie Murphy returned to the spotlight with his role in Dolemite Is My Name, a biographical comedy about the real-life Rudy Ray Moore, a struggling comedian who created the character of Dolemite.
Hey, you know, Auntie, I was thinking about putting out a comedy record.
Comedy? You've been a singer, a shake dancer?
It's real hard to break in. I'd do whatever it takes to get in.
This film marked a turning point for Murphy, who had been absent from the big screen for years. Before getting the part, Murphy had been doing mostly voice work for animated movies, and his last live-action role had been in 2016's Mr. Church, which received mixed reviews. But in Dolemite Is My Name, Murphy reminded audiences of his incredible talent for comedy and drama. He delivered a powerhouse performance that was both hilarious and touching, and it earned him critical acclaim and a Golden Globe nomination. With this film, Murphy proved that he still had the chops to be a major player in Hollywood, and it left audiences eager to see what he'll do next.
Actors we hire, you're a bit doughier than them.
Doughier?
Number 8. Nicolas Cage in Pig, 2021. In the mid-2000s, Nicolas Cage's career had hit a bit of a rough patch. He was still getting work, but the quality of the projects had declined, and his performances seemed to lack the passion and energy that had made him a star. But in 2021, Cage starred in the independent film Pig, and it was a revelation. The film, directed by Michael Sarnowski, tells the story of a reclusive truffle hunter who sets out to find his stolen pig. Cage's performance as the grizzled loner was a masterclass in understated acting.
Derek, why do you care about these people? They don't care about you. None of them. They don't even know you. Because you haven't shown them.
He conveyed a deep sense of pain and loss without ever resorting to melodrama. Before Pig, Cage had been working steadily, but his films had been hit or miss, with many critics feeling that he was just going through the motions. But with Pig, Cage proved that he still had the ability to give a powerhouse performance. The film received critical acclaim, with many hailing it as one of the best movies of the year. For Cage, it was a welcome reminder that he was still a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood. Number 7. Jim Carrey in Sonic the Hedgehog 2020. Jim Carrey was one of the biggest comedy stars of the 90s, but his career had taken a bit of a downturn in the 2000s. He had dabbled in dramatic roles, but nothing seemed to stick. That all changed when he landed the role of Dr. Robotnik in Sonic the Hedgehog. Carrey's over-the-top performance was a perfect match for the film's zany tone, and it reminded audiences of the comedic genius that had made him a star in the first place.
Can I give you one genius piece of advice? Don't run. It'll only hurt more if you do.
Before getting the role, Carrey had been working on a variety of projects, including a failed TV series and a string of indie films. But with Sonic the Hedgehog, he was back on top, delivering one of the most memorable performances of his career.
You're an astonishing little... Any last words?
His turn to the villainous Robotnik injected new life into his career and reminded audiences of his unparalleled talent.
damn it.
Number 6. Pam Grier in Jackie Brown 1997. In the late 1990s, Pam Grier had largely faded from the public eye, despite being one of the most iconic actresses of the 1970s. However, Quentin Tarantino saw something special in Grier and cast her as the lead in his 1997 film Jackie Brown. In the film, Grier played a smart, tough, and complex character that allowed her to showcase her range and depth as an actress.
Let's be realistic. Now, sooner or later, they're gonna get around to offering me a plea deal, and you know that.
Before Jackie Brown, Grier had been working mostly in low-budget action films and television, often playing one-dimensional roles that didn't allow her to fully demonstrate her abilities. However, Tarantino's film marked a turning point for Grier's career, and it earned her critical acclaim and a renewed level of respect in Hollywood.
Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, I think I like that suit. I'd like to try it on.
Grier's performance in Jackie Brown was a tour de force that reminded audiences of her undeniable talent and paved the way for a new era in her career. Number 5. Ke Huy Quan in Everything Everywhere All at Once 2022.
The only thing I do know is that we have to be kind.
Everything Everywhere All at Once is a fantastic film that has been making waves in the film industry, and it has resurrected the career of Ke Huy Quan, who plays the character of Waymond Wang in the movie. Before landing the role in this film, Quan had largely stayed out of the spotlight, with his last major role being in the 2002 movie Second Time Around. Quan, who was best known for his roles in The Goonies and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, had taken a break from acting and was working as a stunt coordinator in Hollywood. However, his incredible performance in Everything Everywhere All at Once, which recently earned him an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, has brought him back into the limelight and reminded audiences of his talent. His portrayal of Waymond is captivating, and he steals the show with his humor and charm.
Thank you so much for welcoming me back. I love you. Thank you.
Number 4. Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler 2008. Mickey Rourke's career had been in a downward spiral for years before he landed the role of Randy the Ram Robinson in The Wrestler. Once a promising actor, Rourke had become better known for his off-screen antics and botched plastic surgeries. But in Darren Aronofsky's film, Rourke found a role that perfectly suited his talents. As the aging wrestler struggling to make a comeback, Rourke delivered a performance that was both raw and nuanced, drawing on his own experiences of career ups and downs.
You know, the only place I get hurt is out there. The world don't give a shit about me.
The role earned Rourke widespread critical acclaim and a Golden Globe for Best Actor, as well as an Academy Award nomination. It was a comeback for the ages and a reminder that even the most troubled stars can find redemption with the right project.
As time goes by, they say he's washed up. He's finished. He's a loser. He's all through. You know what? The only ones who are going to tell me when I'm through doing my thing is you people here.
Number 3. Michael Keaton in Birdman, or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance, 2014. In 2014, Michael Keaton burst back onto the scene with his performance in Birdman.
You save people from their boring, miserable lives. All you have to do is...
A film that would go on to win 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. Keaton's portrayal of Regan Thompson, a washed-up actor trying to make a comeback on Broadway, was a revelation. It was a role that seemed tailor-made for Keaton, who had himself been absent from the A-list for years.
And I tried to drown myself.
Prior to Birdman, Keaton had been working steadily but largely under the radar, taking on smaller roles in films like The Other Guys and RoboCop. But with Birdman, Keaton reminded audiences of his immense talent and versatility, earning a well-deserved Oscar nomination for Best Actor.
It was because he couldn't see it through the eyes.
It was a triumphant return for a beloved actor who had been out of the limelight for too long. Number 2. Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man, 2008. Robert Downey Jr. had long been a talented actor, but his career had been derailed by a string of personal problems, including addiction and legal troubles. By the mid-2000s, he had become something of a Hollywood pariah, and it seemed unlikely that he would ever regain his footing. But then in 2008, he was cast as Tony Stark in Iron Man, and everything changed.
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
Downey Jr.'s performance was a revelation. He brought a wry sense of humor and an undeniable charisma to the role, making Stark one of the most beloved characters of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It was the perfect fit for Downey Jr., who had struggled to find his place in Hollywood for years. But with Iron Man, he was back on top, and he hasn't looked back since. It's a testament to his talent and resilience that he was able to come back from the brink and achieve such incredible success, and it all started with a suit of high-tech armor. Number 1. John Travolta in Pulp Fiction, 1994. John Travolta was a household name in the 1970s thanks to his roles in films like Grease and Saturday Night Fever. But by the 1990s, his career had stalled. He had become known for appearing in forgettable action movies and TV shows. It seemed like his time in the spotlight was over. However, all of that changed when he landed the role of Vincent Vega in Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction.
Don't be looking at me like that, all right? I can feel your look.
Tarantino's film was a cultural phenomenon, and Travolta's performance was a standout. He brought a swagger and charisma to the role that reminded audiences of why they had fallen in love with him in the first place.
You should have shotguns.
Travolta's performance in Pulp Fiction earned him an Academy Award nomination and launched the second phase of his career. He went on to star in other successful movies like Get Shorty and Face Off, proving that he was a talent that could not be underestimated. We hope you enjoyed this video. If so, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the Screen Crowd. We'll see you next time.